Hey everyone, Lancelot Archer here. Welcome back to Destiny. It's Friday, which means Xur has arrived back with us at the Vestian Outpost. So, let's see what he has for us for sale this week. Alright, so Xur has a Legacy Engram for primary weapons. So it's 31 strange coins. Next we have the Helm of Saint 14 for the Titans. It is a helmet. This is purely intellect on this roll, maxing out 100. So this exotic perk for this helmet is blind enemies inside your Ward of Dawn. Gain bonus super energy on grenade kills and replenish health when you pick up an orb. So for this who run Titan and Defender class, this gives you the ability to blind enemies, opponents, whoever walks into your bubble. So obviously if you're using it in raid, if you've got a ton of enemies coming in at you, they would just be blinded, so you can just punch them and kill them and so forth. If you use it in PvP, same thing occurs, but most people essentially would walk straight in and just meet a shotgun or a sticky nade or something of that nature. So that's what this helmet does. Don't really see many people use it that much in PvP per se, but it's more of a PvE thing now. But right, so that's that one for the Titan. Next we have KHEPRI'S Sting. This is the Hunter Gauntlet. This is running a purely strength roll, maxing out 86. Seems very low. Okay, so the perk for this one is invisible while crouching. Invisible melee from behind deals 4 times as much damage. Melee attacks cause lingering damage. Has also increased melee attack speed and then also increased reload speed with scout rifles. As I've mentioned before in a previous video regarding this exotic gauntlet for the hunters, this is probably one of the worst exotics you could possibly have. There isn't really a reason for anyone to pick these up and use these anymore. If you're just picking up because you haven't got them, fine, do so. But in terms of a useful exotic, this has no real benefit anymore. I don't even know what people could technically use it for right now. It's just because your melee right now is more than enough in PvP to kill someone from behind anyway. If you stick the blink, I think it's the arc strike, the arc blader perk on, there's a thing if you do blink strike, if you get them from behind, it still kills in one anyway. Or I say one, but it's enough to kill them. You wouldn't need this particular exotic to do 4 times the damage to kill someone. It's overkill, and essentially it would take up a exotic slot if you wanted to use something else. So if you were going to use, say, Sealed Ahamkara Spines, where obviously you get the double smoke nades, you would lose that if you had this attached. You know, so this is an exotic which I honestly don't see a real benefit for anymore. But that being said, somebody might have a build or something around it. I can't imagine it though. But let's move on to the next one. Next we have Light Beyond Nemesis for the Warlock. This is the this is the Warlock helmet. So this is a intellect discipline roll. Fairly decent one actually. So this perk is supers generate an extra orb, revive, and be revived faster. Gain bonus super energy from a melee kill on minions of the darkness and replenish health when you pick up an orb. So this back from year 1 was the go-to helmet. This is essentially the Warlock equivalent to the Crest of Lupi, which the Titans and the Hunters have. So while there's a chest breach which grants them faster revive and be revived faster, this is the Warlock equivalent. So it's not a bad helmet. This was, I think, my first exotic helmet I ever got. Ran it with everything I used, just because obviously it helped when we were rezzing and so forth. And back then you really didn't get a chance of what the shader looked like, so now at least you get the chance to have a shader put onto it. It's a nice helmet. This one's not a bad roll in terms of stats and what you can do. I still use it a fair amount myself. In terms of percentile roll for your tier 12, this is a 92% one. Oh, KHEPRI'S Sting is an 84% roll, which is really bad, and considering, like I mentioned before, it's not an exotic you really want to use, not really much of an issue. Helm of Saint 14 is an 88% roll. That can be re-rolled with glass needles if you feel the need to, but obviously that's only if you feel the need to use this for PvE, but other than that it's fine as is. Right, weapon of the week is the Trespasser, the sidearm, the current meta of PvP right now. So the Trespasser is the new one from year 2 or year 3, I think it was this year, like the year 3 I think is when it dropped. First exotic sidearm, art damage. So this weapon, kills with this weapon grant enhanced motion tracker resolution for a short time. Its perk is this weapon fires bursts of bullets with deadly accuracy. Reloading after a kill causes the next burst to be longer, more powerful super burst. So if you don't have a good wormwood, the Trespasser is a great alternative. Yes, it takes up an exotic slot. Right now people are running Icebreaker a lot because obviously of the special regen on the ammo, and it circumvents the special ammo economy right now in PvP. But then Sidearm do the same thing. So if you don't have the Icebreaker, and it's weird as it sounds, some people don't have the Icebreaker, the Trespasser is a good alternative for an exotic to fit that slot. If you don't need it, and you've got a fairly decent wormwood, I've seen a lot of people use the Iron Wraith again from Iron Banner when it dropped a while back. This is a good alternative. So if you want to use a sidearm, this is the one I know that has the most rounds in a magazine. So when you start off, you've got 18 rounds, but obviously considering it's doing burst fire, within 3 you'll kill an opponent if you manage to get the first shot off, and then the next one I think it does it in like 2.5, because it does a really, like as it says in the perk, the next burst is really powerful, so it kills them like 2.5 shots. So luckily you have enough left over. But that's the weapon of the week. Not a bad weapon. I still rate the Trespasser as a fairly good weapon. I use it from time to time. Doesn't look too bad either. But with most people now, it's either Icebreaker, Wormwood, Iron Wraith, Trespasser if you feel the need to use it. But those are the ones that are currently running in the Crucible. Right, weapon bundles. We have the Truth and the Heart of Gold ornament. So that's that, going for 30 strange coins and 25 silver dust. And the next one along is the Bad JUJU with DRAGONSBANE. This is the same price as well. So a nice change up from the last 3 weeks of having Monte Carlo and Red Death. So these are the weapon bundles for this week. Obviously we've got the Cuirasses again. You've got your legendary drives. You've got your heavy ammo synths, which I will need to pick up some more. Your 3 coins. Get some of these. Obviously if you want to try and grab a chance at extra exotics for those you don't have, is always a good way to go. And obviously glass needles. If you feel the need to re-roll anything that's on sale today, do so. This will give you a high chance of getting your 100% roll. I'm not going to lie, I have had some horrendous luck trying to get a 100% roll bit of armor. I think I mentioned it before in a previous video. I've managed to get to 98% before. I was talking to True Vanguard on Twitter, and one of his followers mentioned that this would be the best way to go. But when I mentioned that I couldn't get even close to 100% like he does, he's had untold amounts of gear drop at 100%, and he's managed to re-roll a lot of it to get 100% and how he wants it. So the RNG's blessed that man incredibly. But yeah, there we go, more glass needles, which I will be picking up because I definitely need to re-roll some more of my gear. But there you go, that's on here. Obviously we've got material exchanges as well. So obviously E3 was this week. We got to see a little bit more game footage for Destiny 2. Some people will be putting up some Arc Strider gameplay footage. From what I've initially read, it is very different from playing Blade Dancer. So if you were one of those people who played the Hunter and were really good at Blade Dancer, apparently from what I've read, from what people have said, it is very different in terms of gameplay. So that'd be interesting to see what other people say. Obviously, Destiny 2's release date has been brought forward. It is no longer the 8th of September, it is now the 6th of September, which is a Wednesday. So a little bit strange, they brought it forward 2 days early. Even stranger that it's on a Wednesday, middle of the week. And another friend of mine were discussing, we thought they would have dropped it on a Tuesday, obviously it being the reset there for Destiny. But then we might have come to the conclusion there might have been maintenance on the networks, people prepping for the release of Destiny 2 and so forth. But that be that. Beta dates have been announced also. So PlayStation pre-orders. If you've pre-ordered Destiny 2, you will get access on the 18th of July. That is a Tuesday, if I remember correctly. So that will be dropping for PlayStation pre-orders. Xbox pre-orders will be on the 19th, so it's a day later. The beta runs until the 23rd of July. Open access to the beta for everyone who didn't pre-order it will drop on the 21st, so I believe that's a Friday. So that is the dates for everyone on console. PC, they did say it was in the end of August. I think I read somewhere there was a date for the 24th. Don't hold me to that. That is still up in the air. That might change. PC full release for Destiny 2 has officially got a date now, which is kind of good. I'm kind of glad for them. It's falling into the window of the 24th of October. So a lot of people that I knew and estimated said it would fall in that time frame. They were all saying it was going to be towards the end of October, so that is a good time for them. Granted, I did hear earlier today on a video that Luke Smith, who was in a conversation with, I think, PC Gamer, said that with the release date of Destiny 2 on PC, they might miss out on a raid experience, but that's not to be confirmed. He didn't confirm it himself. It's just obviously speculation at this point, but that's what most people will get, like, getting from him. I mean, he didn't say raid specifically, but there was a raid-like experience, he said. So who knows what that could be. But, you know, Destiny 2 is well on its way. Exciting times are ahead of us. I think it's like under 80 days now or something silly like that until D2 is revealed. Probably even less than that now, but, or not revealed, D2 comes out. But beta's in less than a month. Oh no, it's actually in a month. So let's get excited for that. So this is what Zoe has for this week. He's in the Vestian Outpost, as I said before. So guys, like, favorite, share, subscribe to the channel. Hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great weekend, and maybe I'll see some of you guys in the beta. Take care and bye.